Hello and welcome to another mail day here at Wax Pack Gods. Today we have another care package from friend of the channel, Rob. So it's always good to hear from Rob, and we shall have some fun digging into this box that arrived today. So here in Indiana, it's a snowy Saturday night. What better way to spend it than with some baseball goodies? Got a note there. Pull that to the side. Alright. What do we got? Wrapped in paper. Oh my goodness. It is quite a stack of things. So Rob actually sent me a note, and I will start pulling through here. So we have First World Baseball Classic USA cap from 2006. So one of the games was in Scottsdale, Arizona. Look at that. That's really cool. I have a in-room audience, so I will show this to the in-room audience as I go. And then a Texas League cap from a Tulsa game in Tulsa. Very nice cap. Thank you for the caps, Rob. Always love to add to the baseball cap collection. Let's see, what do we have here? Mr. Red's mascot. Oh man, Rob knows where I live with with my fandom. The Mr. Red. See Mr. Red? That one is awesome for sure. Got the bat, kind of leathery glove and bat. Says Reds on the back. That one will have, and kind of leathery feet too. This one will have to get a place of honor on one of my shelves for sure. Alright, I'm trying to kind of read through the note that Rob sent. Okay, we have a ball here. Cook Sporting Goods. You can't beat an official league baseball, right? Ready to get out there and toss it around a little bit. And he says it came from Cincinnati, so I thought it felt really special. Alright. We got St. Louis Cardinals Pez. The Cardinals are, of course, arch rival of my Reds. They've just signed, as I go through this video, just yesterday, not signed but traded for Nolan Arenado, so should be an interesting season in the Archway. Thank you, Rob. Oh wow, 1964 official baseball almanac. So I know what I'll be spending my time on here the rest of this weekend. That is pretty awesome. Love these old baseball books. This is the type of book that I would have bought when I was a kid. I just spent basically memorizing every little bit of it. Probably shall do that again. Similarly to the 1963 official baseball almanac. This is just golden reading. The old Sports Illustrated advertisement. Get Elston Howard there in action, arguing with the ump maybe. I can see some more videos in our future here. And the Major League Baseball handbook from 1964 with Sandy Koufax on the front. Sandy, Mrs. Wax Pat Gods and I were just talking about Sandy Koufax. She thinks he's primed for a comeback. We'll see. Alright, 4th annual edition. So just like a rundown of the teams with statistics. So in 64, the world knew about Pete Rose, so I'll bet in the Reds part of the book that there's a mention of Charlie Hustle. And then we come to some baseball cards. Okay, so we have these Hall of Fame Sporting News Collection cards. Awesome. Let's take a look at these great old photos. Are these... trying to remember. These kind of look like the Conlon collection. Yep, that's what it says. Conlon collection. So the photos from what was his name? Charles Conlon, famed baseball photographer. So you can see the black and white statistics on the back. Christy Mathewson, who actually finished his career for the Reds, so he rightly is on top. And another Red to finish his career, Ed Roush, Johnny Mize, Travis Jackson, Ernie Lombardi, actually shown with the Reds there, Ross Youngs. Wow. Sorry, Ross, I dropped you, buddy. Alright. Wes Farrell, Mo Berg. Trouble here. Okay, Jim Thorpe. Is Mo Berg, is he the one that was the spy? Let's see, Mo became a top American spy in World War II. Yes, he was. So he has an interesting story to look up someday. Jim Thorpe as a baseball player. The great Babe Ruth. This is Ernie Lombardi with, is it the Red Sox or the Braves? It says Boston at that point. I'll have to look that one up. Hank Greenberg, Chief Bender with the pillbox hat, Hal Chase, Mel Ott. Another shot of Christy Mathewson there with a no-hitter designation. Lefty O'Doul, Ty Cobb, Carl Hubble, Smokey Joe Wood, Joe Cronin, and Double X Jimmy Fox, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Here's the Babe again, as a pitcher, but swinging. There's the Babe again. Tony, is it Lazuri or Lazuri? I probably have to look that up to get that pronunciation correct. There's Gehrig again, Mel Ott, Carl Hubble, Hank Greenberg, Johnny Mize, Babe Adams. There's Cobb again, Triple Crown winner. Don't think of him as being a power hitter, but in the aughts, in the early teens, he was right there among the league leaders in home runs. Dick Bartell, Lefty O'Doul again, Lou Gehrig. It's a great classic shot of Gehrig. Hubble, Ernie Nevers, and he nevers will. King Carl Hubble, Bobby Doerr, John McGraw, manager of the Giants, Bill Terry, 400 men, George Kelly, and Freddie Lindstrom. Wow, really fun cards. I will be looking at those quite a bit more, I am sure. I love to look at those old vintage baseball photos. Thank you for those, Rob. And finally, looks like we have some Reds all sheeted up here and ready for us to peruse. Right. So, a bunch of Barry Larkins. Nice looking cards. Maybe we'll get rid of the box, and then we can thank you, Mrs. Wax Pack Gods. So there's some Barry Larkins. Oh, nice. Some later vintage reds, and Edwin Encarnacion in the style of 58 tops. And the Griffey Jr. I have to look at these later vintages to know what the year and set is. Also, those are the Cons cards. Cons had or has a long-running association with the Reds. So this is a 03 maybe, since it's showing. Yeah, it says 2003. Awesome. Love those Cons cards. You can tell that these sheets are put together with the seasoned hand of a collector, for sure. Okay, their coaching staff. There's Cobra, Dave Parker. Definitely was my favorite red during those years, with Eric Davis being a close second. John Franco, Ken Griffey Sr. There's more Larkin, and there's Tom Seaver in action, 1982 tops. There's the backs of them. There's more of those 03 Cons, including Junior. Austin Kearns. Kind of forget about him and Adam Dunn being the next wave that was going to take the Reds to the promised land. There's Danny Graves. Willie Mo Pena. Scott Williamson did some pretty amazing things out there for a while. Awesome. Oh, and then we have some old Donruss Action All-Stars. First year they did these giant cards. 83 Donruss Action All-Stars. So there's Reggie, Eddie Murray, Greg Luzinski, Dwight Evans, Bill Buckner, Larry Herndon, Jason Thompson, and Al Oliver. Some great players. Really enjoyed these cards when I was a kid, and still do. These are awesome. Lots of these guys became Hall of Famers. These are awesome cards for getting autographs on. There's Ron Guidry, Willie Wilson, Hal McRae, Johnny Bench, only the greatest catcher ever, Terry Kennedy, Hawk, Andre Dawson, the late Phil Negro, Greg Minton, Roscoe approves, as you can hear by the flapping. Lefty, Steve Carlton, Penguin Ron Say, Nolan Ryan, Ricky Henderson. I always love that shot of Ricky coming right at you down the base paths. Cecil Cooper, the late Damaso Garcia. He's Keith Hernandez, Gary Ward, there's Pete Rose, Jack Clark, Mookie Wilson, Bill Madlock. It's Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry. Wow. More Hall of Famers here. Raleigh Fingers, Dave Winfield. Just a loaded set. These are beautiful cards. Rod Carew. See more? I have a fan of these cards in the room besides me. Bob Horner looking slightly ticked off. Dave Steve, underrated. Dale Murphy. You got to think he's going to make the Hall of Fame cut here one of these years with the Veterans Committees. Dave Concepcion. Nothing but Hall of Famers here. Fisk, Suter, Yastrzemski, Brett. What's the line? Can you hear the trumpets play, Fernando? Something like that. Fernando Valenzuela. Leon Durham, Richie Zisk, Robin Yount, Joe Negro, Canterbeck, Cal Ripken Jr., Lance Parrish, alright, look at there. Fred Lynn, Schmitty, Gary Carter, the checklist. How awesome is that? Those are some very, very neat cards. Alright. Next, we have some cards from the next issue, next set in that run. So the 1984 Donruss Action All-Stars. So that year they went to the vertical format, got rid of the two photos on the card fronts. However, I think, let's see here. Yes, the card backs featured photos. So 84 was the year that Donruss was kind of limited on their base set in terms of distribution, and had that 84 Don Mattingly rookie card that lit the hobby on fire. So everything in 84 felt a little special from Donruss. There's Lou Whitaker, got to be a Hall of Famer soon. Robin Yount. Ricky getting ready to take off again. Harold Baines, a Hall of Famer. Bob Horner. Gary Redus, one of the few sources of power for those mid-80s Reds team, or early to mid-80s. The Ryan Express and Fernando again. Listen. Pedro Guerrero was always in the conversation for best player in the game in 83, 84, 85 time frame. Same thing for Andre Dawson. Dave Steve, Cal Ripken. He used Keith Hernandez again. Steve Carlton, Wade Boggs. Daddy Griffey. Hal McRae, John Lowenstein. Or is it Stein? Frankenstein. There's Fred Lynn, Bill Buckner, George Hendrick, kind of one of the forgotten stars of the 80s, Richie Zisk, Chris Chambliss, Jack Clark, pretty much a masher in the 80s. Bill Madlock, could always hit 300, always count on him to hit 300. Lance Parrish, Paul Molitor, Reggie, hacking at a pitch. Looks like he connected on it with his sunglasses. Carney Lansford, there's Murph again. Steve Garvey, Kent Beck. Brzezinski, Rhino, so the year that he broke out, Ryan Sandberg. Dusty Baker, maybe a Hall of Fame manager. Burt Blyleven. There's Mike Schmidt again, trying to cover up fellow Hall of Famer Ted Simmons. We'll see if we actually get an induction ceremony this year. If we do, Simmons will get his place in Cooperstown. It's a checklist. There's the backs. You can see the pictures there. Very awesome. And then we got a few more here. So there we got Jim Clancy, Eddie Murray, Jim Rice, Ron Guidry again, George Brett, Dan Quisenberry, one of my all-time favorite relievers, Tom Seaver, and Pete Rose. What a way to end things up. That's pretty amazing. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So I'm thinking that we're looking at complete sets here. I wasn't keeping track, but certainly seems like for the 84s at the very least, it kind of fits that way. And I saw the numbers lining up here as we got to the checklist. So 57, 58, 59, and checklist is 60. So I believe these are complete sets. Very awesome. Cool stuff. Thank you so much, Rob. And I hope you all enjoyed the little, for me, Saturday night meal day breakout. I bet we'll be back with another look at these almanacs and the baseball handbook. Maybe I'll be wearing a baseball cap. Definitely we'll be snuggling up with Mr. Red there. So thanks again, Rob, and everyone take care.